Hey everybody, what is happening? Ish here. Welcome to the channel. 2019, and for me, a good way to start this off is going to be with a tackle box opening. Got a tackle warehouse order in today. I took advantage of some of the stuff that was on sale, for the holidays here, and I've got some stuff that I picked up during the holidays and the weeks leading in. So pretty much since Black Friday on, everything's going to be in this box or right next to it. So let's get into it. Alright, so before we get into the box, we got two new rods in. We'll show these first real quick. This is Kistler KLX. This is the tops and tails special. It's a medium, moderate fast, 6x9. I'm out of the kayak a lot. 7 foot's okay, but I notice whenever I have to do any technique where I'm slapping down, I will occasionally hit maybe even the front of the kayak and stuff. So this seems to be it'll be better. I mean, 6x6 might have even worked too, but really nice light rod. I can tell right there. Feels not really going to matter as much, but having it super light is new to me. I haven't really had a high-end one like this, especially for Topwater. Most people probably don't put a lot into it, but it's the main style I fish. So really, looking forward to getting this one. And then one other one we got here was Tackle Warehouse sale, which is this is a Megabass levante, and then I ended up getting the Tour versatile, something like that it was. Which is just a 7 foot. It's medium heavy, and then with a fast taper. It's rated really high. It's rated at ounce and a half. So I'm going to end up using this mainly for jigs, as you see here. Mainly for jigs, and of course I can use it for frogs also. But this is just trying to expand what I do here, trying to get into different techniques. And they had these on sale for what, $120 at Tackle Warehouse. The handle a little bit thinner, It's okay, a little slim, a little that. So I can see where some people might think that because of that it's feels a little bit tip heavy on it, but I think I'll be fine. I'm not really at I don't, the little details like that I probably won't notice as much because it's gonna be nicer than anything else I've had. So but that said though, another nice rod here picked up at a really good price. All right, so into the box we go. Yeah, this, gotta have it. So, one of the things here that not going to be from the Tackle Warehouse, but I noticed a lot of people with the Tokyo rig set up, and I ended up getting these are loop spinner shafts. So, if you're looking, way better than getting a paperclip. eBay, I think I only paid $6, something like that, for 25. The more the better. This is about 0.035 millimeter, I think, and then 3.5 inches. You can adjust that 3 inches for whatever you're looking for. But if you guys are doing the Tokyo rig, making them at home, which you should be, if there's no sense in buying these things. They're very easy to put together, but definitely loop spinner shaft, way to go. And I had got that. I'll show you the mistake purchase here. I already looked at this one, but I got one of these Gavacho spinners, frogs. Bought it without looking at the size. Super tiny. I got no use for this. I gave it to the kid. He might throw it on his. We'll see. We'll see. So I'm going to get into the reel here. It looks like this was also. I don't know if they were just closing these out. This was the Pro G model. I think they're normally like 200. They had them out for 120. They also had a really good deal on the magnesiums, which I thought about buying, but it's like you're already spending so much, and I don't even know if that. I think it's really just a weight difference. That seemed to be. So get into here. I haven't even busted this out, of course. So looking at just in the box. You're gonna have to get your lube on. But I ended up getting the 6x8 mainly just because that's the only one they had. I would have liked to have I think it's 7.5 is typical for these guys, maybe a 7.3. I'm not sure what other they had in there. That's right around where I probably would have been for Topwater, but at the same time, you don't have to have a super fast reel. It's really, you're just reeling in slack for the most part. Like I said, I fish poppers a lot on the Topwater. But it is about getting it back and recasting to me. So that's why I do like having a little bit faster one. But this does have 28 inches per turn, which is right, like I said, that's the bottom threshold I was probably willing to go. But nice looking. I mean, I've already owned a few lews reels now. They're easy, smooth to me, so I have no reason to really buy anything else unless another deal comes along with something, you know. But this should be great. I think it's about 6.2, maybe 6.3 ounces. So I'm gonna match this one up with that kistler rod, and I say should be good. Should be good to go. All right. So since I showed the baby cavacho here, we ended up getting a couple others here. We got the bigger size one, and then a Buster K, a Deps Buster K. This one's about twice as much here. Comes with a rattle inside, it says, versus this one doesn't. But this one's going to be, you know, it's bigger, 3/4, going to cast, you know, a lot easier. Sorry, it's 5/8. 5/8. Thought it was 3/4 for some reason. But the thing is, though, is when I got these myself, let me bring them out, compare them. So actually get these together, you can see, you know, a lot bigger profile up in here. Both gonna pop. Definitely like the, you know, the legs, the fur here, really nice on these. Now you've seen these plates, these bottom, you know, weights before that are on here. That's what the ball rolls around on. It's not even clicking on any other beads or anything in there. If it was just me, I probably would have put at least another one, maybe 2 real small ones just to get the sound effect. But again, that's just a minor thing there. But that's what you get. But you're not really going to be shaking it. It's not going to make that sound very often in the way you're moving it. It's, you know, but either way. But very soft, though. Very soft. You see, now that when I got this out of the package, I knew that the gavacho here was going to be real tight. As you see, it's real tight onto the side that they kind of put it into it. But it's very hard. I mean, compared to the other frogs I've been using, it takes a lot of pressure. And then once you get that down, like, to me, you're barely getting any hook out there. I can't imagine this thing's going to have a great hookup ratio. I mean, instantly disappointed just out of the package of it. I don't probably see myself fishing a lot when I have like something else. I would definitely use the Buster K over that. For the value, now this being twice as much, you don't need to have this model. I would probably say typical live target, the hollow body live target frog, best value for the money, you know, easily. Alrighty, now so these next 3 Topwaters I got, they were all on eBay. I actually got a really great deal on one. These are Megabass Pop Max. You know, they normally run about 20 bucks. I got one of these. They're all limited here. I got one that's going to be, it was like 16 bucks. You know, it was just auctioned up. And sometimes, you know, things get listed for some reason. I don't think everybody sees them when they're searching. You know, I don't think everything always populates if you don't hit just the right, you know, key phrase. But so this one here, which just got a little bit of fuzz on it. This is the 2K14, and I don't know whatever they call those things in here. They're just those are the derbies. These are the derby edition. So either way, they're limited. Like I say, 16 bucks. Got that under there. I'm curious to see, you know, what this does to the action. Having this cover on it really does. I got no problem throwing that one. So I like I say, I don't know what to make of that, but the price was good. And then I get into some where not as much. Now this one I got, next one, was maybe 24, 25, you know, but it's normally a little bit higher, so I got it when I could. But the Yakitori model here, like I say, one I've been eyeballing for a while, and I just started getting into throwing the black poppers and black Topwaters a little bit, just buying some of those lately. And, you know, if you can see it right here, I don't know, it ain't going to show up, but it glows, so I guess it might show a little bit for you, but all that glows in the dark. And I was like, okay, so I get that. Buying that one, I'm like, oh, why not? You know what I mean? Because it just being black in itself, I know will work, and I think that's just a little bonus. Of course, you have to have a light source to make it really effective, and I'm just curious to try it out. So after I sit there and I thought about it for a while, I went overboard and saw one that had been up, you know, one of those buy it nows on there for like 40 bucks all the time. And I want to say I offered like 32 or something, and which was still really high for a lure. And he took it, and I ended up with another one. So we ended up getting here. This is the Glowbone edition here. Another really nice model. Here's the thing. I already switched these one out. This is one thing I should point out about these, and I don't think you know, this one should still be it because it's stock. These came with, it's hard to see for this, but these came with bigger hooks than normal. I got this one out on the water. This one I actually got out here recently and tested this thing out, and what I suspected was happening is they were nose diving. They were submerging a little bit. So I don't know if you ever try to change the hooks out on a one of these Pop Max lures here. You know, if you don't have the right, like a light wire, like Gamakatsu or something like that, you know that you really can mess the action up. You know, these are one of the more sensitive, you know, in my opinion, one of the more sensitive lures when it comes to changing out the hooks. To really, you know, mess with the action on it. So I've already kind of swapped these ones out. Like I say, I use the Gamakatsu setup, and that normally works for me pretty good with this specific. Normally, I'll show you some of the other you know, hooks I use for the other Topwaters, but that should fix this and correct it. Let's see if I can get a light on this one here real quick. Like I say, I'm not gonna have all the lights completely out, but you should get an idea here. Look at now this one. You know what I'm saying? Like we're definitely getting a glow on this thing. This thing is bright. All right, and then, you know, of course, you get the nice boxes. You know, the packaging on these limited ones is kind of cool too. You know, you get the case for it and all that. But I don't know, that's a throwaway for some people either way. But just to add a little bonus from getting these. All right, so we got some shirts here. Some of that action. Just looks like we got the black and the black. I got one, just the short sleeve is free for the order, and then the long sleeve was $5. So little double XL. But yeah, like I say, for $5, yeah, why not? I'll sport it. I'll sport their stuff. It's not bad. It's a good look. Let's say the shirt to boot, the short sleeve. Some Gills Jerry line. I don't know if this is any good. I don't have high hopes on it. It was a decent price. It's just the mainline fluoro. Just gonna give it a shot for the jerkbait, you know, until I switch that out. I normally use their copolymer line, which I do like a lot, but like I said, I have no experience with that one. River Z S Waver 168. It's big, ounce and 5/8. I don't know if I'll be using this anytime soon. I'm not sure. Like at this point now, I don't have a rod really that's ideal for this. That Levante caps out at 1.5 ounces, and this is just at that. And I don't even know if I really want to go ever on the max end of something that's going to be that heavy or not. So, but I picked one up anyway, and you know, there's no telling what setup I have down the road. But yeah, you know, I don't know what I was thinking. And get into some of the jerkbaits there, because obviously, you know, with the new setup, you're gonna want a couple new items. Duo Realis jerkbait here. It's like this ivory bone sort of color. Suspending, it's 5/8. So, you know, I think probably around that 5-6 foot range, something like that. I want to say. I'm gonna try to find there, but see, yeah, good size. You know, it feels like it's made well. I'm not sure about these hooks at all, but you know, like a lot of things, you end up having to change the hooks out. So, get a look at the eye there for them, but. And of course, if you're going to get a jerkbait, though, you got to get one of the main ones. This actually was a Christmas present from my sister. Very nice, because you know, some baits you look at, you know you want, but you're like, it's hard to always justify the price. But you know, Megabass +1, you know, the Vision series, it's like 20, you know, anywhere 22, 23, $24. You know, I've seen them around there. Feels a little light. It feels like about a 1/2 ounce for this one. Hopefully it'll cast well. I mean, it should be casting fine on like I say, on the Kistler rod there, imagine. And this one's a deeper diver. You know, that's why I wanted to definitely have some with that ability. And that, you know, for having the, you know, hitting that range, it doesn't have a huge bill on that, which is nice. You know, normally you see some that are just, I've seen some just honking, huge ones, you know, that necessary to get down to that level. So definitely excited to use that. Again, hooks here. I don't know. I have to start looking into whether or not I'm going to have to change these out, what I can use. But you know, for the moment, I'll try them stock, and I'll see how it goes. Plan on going out actually. What are we at, Tuesday? I think I'm planning on going out Thursday to Roosevelt out here. You know, the destination could change, but The other lakes, really canyons, saguaro out here, it's been off the whole year, you know, because of the algae at the start of the year, the golden algae. So Roosevelt to me is the best. It's been the best option all year, but we'll see next season, you know, how that goes. You definitely want to at least mix things up. KVD 4.0, just a larger size square bill. You know, haven't thrown one of these at all. That's why I figured I'd pick one up. It's definitely big for the Kistler rod because you can throw square bills on those, but for this size, I'll probably end up putting this on my lipless setup. I have a medium heavy, moderate Loomis rod, and you know, one of them EX6s, I believe, and that'll be fine on that. And for the final hard bait, actually, one that I'm probably the most excited to throw. It's nothing that, you know, anybody's probably has an eyeball on, but deps pulsecod. Okay. Now that in itself is not, you know, the normal one, not that big of a deal to me. I actually have a couple of these, and they were good lures. I had one hook barb break off, so the hooks, I don't know about those, but again, that's almost everything you do. But really like the action on it. But what I thought, what the problem was, is with the pulsecod, it's got, if you know about these, they have a spring system in here, and there'll be a spring, and then there's basically just a ball at the end of it. So when you would swing them back and forth, there'd be click, click. But you really had to almost walk it to get the click. You know, otherwise it says it has micro vibrations. I found an alternate one that you really don't see, a rattle inversion. And again, I got this at less than cost of a normal one. And good luck finding these. Are not easy to find like this, at least for what I've seen. But this, along with that vibration upon the stop, I mean, then the color in here for where I'm at, this will work great. You know, any silverish and all that. You know, the yellow chartreuse here is going to be on top, obviously, so you'll get maybe a little glimpse of that. They will, but for the most part, that's all you really even need anyway. You know, see how it works, all that. Again, hooks on the other. I'll see how these go. I caught a lot of fish on the other hooks, and as far as hookup ratio goes, they were actually really good stock hooks. But seeing that I did bust one of these completely off, and you're like, well, what happened there? So I'm going to leave these ones in, again, because I don't want to mess with the action if I don't have to. But if I end up with any other problems with that set, it'll just be, if I ever get these again, change them out. You just know how it goes. All right, so, you know, as you guys know, with the Tackle Warehouse, that 25 Days of Christmas, there's always a Rico Day. They go super fast. They allow people to buy way too many. So if you get in first, you could buy like 60 and then just try to profit off them through, you know, eBay, Amazon, whatever afterwards. And then they're sold out. They're sold out so fast. I got 3 of them. It was supposed to be 3 for $25. I got 3 of them, purchased it, sent it in, and then later on they email me and tell me, oh, we didn't even have one of them. So I only ended up getting 2, which was just a black one, Black Beauty. The mark, you see the blemish, what they did wrong is, you see there's a Rico stamp here that in front of the Rico there. They got that stamped underneath here. And that is what made it $8. And now, of course, you got no lures. They still gave me the discounted price, so they were each $8 or whatever. I mean, sorry, I don't have the hooks on that, but you're set up other than that. And I always have the hooks because I'm so used to changing them out. I've already got hooks, but I did get a few extras in here to show you. But this one here, I got, you know, whatever. I don't know if this is albino or white or something along those lines, whatever they call this model. But this is one of the ones I definitely wanted to pick up. I've been looking at for a bit, so. I always get the real Rico. I always go the ½ ounce or close to. I believe the Ricos are just a little bit under. They're probably like the 3/8. But you know, that's about the bottom end, which I didn't really like throwing them before, but I should be able to throw them a lot easier, I believe, on the newer rod compared to the rod I had before. So that, you know, that's why I was willing to pick up a couple of these, and again, great price on it. Just the reel cover. Just because right now I don't tie my own. It might be something that I end up doing here at some point. It's probably not the most difficult thing to look into it. Just getting the setup really. But you know, I like the owner hooks. I like the for the most part, as long as it's not a weight issue, that's what I'm going to go with. The Stinger trebles, ST36 Stinger trebles. Most all my poppers and stuff are going to get these. on the front, you know, and then we got that. But again, I had to get the Gamakatsu 4s. Those are just strictly from the Megabass Pop Max for me. And then again, just the round bend treble, simple trebles for the front of those. All right, so we can get some soft baits real quick. Mostly, I think it's just going to be jig trailers is what I was getting here. We got big bite chunks here. Being big bite, it says fortified with bite juice, so yeah, they stink, of course, you know, like most of their stuff. Just small guys. This is they're $1.50 for whatever, so I was like, all right, let's roll that. But definitely got a little funk to them though. But I use those on finesse trailers, and because I got some finesse jigs in here, and the next ones are also, I got, you know, the 2 of these, just different colors, these Excite baits. I got the smaller ones just because, again, I didn't have any finesse jig, like smaller jig profiles, and that's what I'm gonna probably, you know, come out using here. But real cool. I like these guys. Now the claws, they float on these, so they're a little thicker at the end, you can see, and that's why they will fit these finesse really well. Probably shouldn't have to adjust them or anything like that. That right there is the root beer pepper color. We also got a molten craw here, which I like a lot here. But we got both sides there. Purple, there's a lot of green. I don't think you're really seeing, I don't know if you're seeing the green hit a lot on that side. We got a lot of green flake on top of that with that purple in there, but real nice, real nice. I like these a lot. I'll probably also look and see. I believe they have 2 sizes. I believe there's also another, you know, 1-inch larger size, and I'll probably end up buying these again in the future. I mean, they do seem to be pretty nice, you know, just in the package at least. We'll see how it works. And then as far as if I ever need a bigger one or pitching, which I'm not going to be able to do that as often, right? I'm going to leave these sealed because the lake that I would be you know, throwing a jig like that into, you know, throwing into brush, the water level is actually down below it right now, so I'll save these for later. But it's the Jackall archelons. That's cool, you know, deals. These are good for that. It says you can put a chamber for a rattle, but I also know you can just slide the hook in there and leave it to where it's not exposed, and that's supposed to work really well. Help just to make sure you stay a little bit more weedless. And actually, the hookup ratio is supposedly really good still at that point. We'll see how that goes, but again, probably won't be pitching unless I hear that little lake goes up. See how that goes. End up also getting one of the jackhammers. Got this one on eBay again. One of the I want to say $15-16 or something like that. It wasn't. It was around 15. I want to say it was a lower end. There's somebody, you know, it was overseas, and that's why. But so there were a lot of them on there, but not a lot of people buying them. But the shipping was not that long. I mean, it was under the 2 weeks. So if you're looking for a deal on these, because these are, again, they're like $20 for one, and it's just, if you can save on any of that stuff, to me, I don't mind waiting. You know, so unless you need one that week, that day, if they're still selling them on there, I'd look into that. It's definitely worth saving some bucks on. It's supposed to be, you know, the best chatterbait, one of the very best chatterbaits you can get. Really want to get into more just the skirted jigs this year. You know, just another technique that you know, that I really should adapt to. That's what most people, you know, I think it's a common way, and I never try it. It's a common way to catch them that I don't use, but we will this year. We'll start off here with, this is a 3/4. I wanted to get tungsten for sure for most of the stuff that I was going to buy for the waist, just for the feel of it. You know, I'm going to be running braid on that, braid to leader with the FG knot, and you know, I just want, you know, as much feel as I can get out of that. So I thought this would be a decent one to check out. Beast Coast, 97% tungsten. So got some War Eagle here. Got another one there. A couple War Eagles that I picked up, and they're. Thing with these is they've got a couple of those rattles on the back end. There's a white and black, but I probably won't be able to see them in the bag or not. But yeah, either way, it's got a couple rattles attached underneath here, and it still does allow you to thread on. Because I've actually bought one before where it had a rattle system, but it was actually attached to the hook, and you couldn't really thread on to it properly. So this one's just added to the rubber band, basically. You know, that's on the bottom there, and you can see the balls there. With the pitching jig, went with dirty jigs, peanut butter jelly time. and then a couple of the finesse guys. And again, that's what I'll be using. Most of those trailers that I put on will be, I'm going to be fishing these guys, you know, mostly on Thursday. I'll start out with these setups and see how it goes. And last one here, we've got Lethal Weapon here. Another one, I think this is a 5/8 ounce. Good size. You know, you can see it's coming through the back end of the package there. The head, the football head on it is a little bit wider than most, but you know, they put eyeballs on that. Again, we can pop some of these out. Don't need to keep them in there. But the thing about this one that I thought was cool, so you got, you know, typical football head, but probably won't hear it, but it's got a little rattle in there inside of it. Very subtle, not that loud, but it's kind of a cool little thing. You know, a cool little gimmick. We'll see if it seems to matter or not. You know, maybe if you're coming up hitting rocks, you maybe, you know, I mean, just tinking on rocks and you're not just on dirt, then you might kick up a little extra vibration there. I don't know if it'll help or not, but it was enough to make me want to pick up one and check it out anyway. It's, you know, it's got a tungsten there, so just hollow on the inside, so tungsten shell basically. So that said, that's a majority of what you're going to see me throwing this next year, 2019. So I'm going to probably do a rundown on my kayak setup, some of the mods, some of the stuff I've done to that, and I'll probably do that one next year before I head out. You know, whether or not I have time to edit that before I head out fishing here next, we'll do that. But that's the plan. I'm going to get a good rig set up there, show you guys what I'll be rolling with this year. I had that at the end of last year, but haven't really broken down some of the stuff I've done to it. Which I don't get too crazy, but it's still nice to see. Might be some ideas in there if you guys kayak fish on what you might want to be looking for your rig in the future. So thanks for checking this out, guys. Looking forward to a you know, it should be a great year of fishing out here in Arizona. So best of luck to you guys also. Peace.